Hello everybody, my name is Tanja. I am 32 years old and I am originally from Germany, now living in Austria. And I just completed the Yoga Vini teachers training. And how I came here was actually a very funny story because I went on a pilgrimage. I met a girl and I really I stayed with her and she talked to me about Yoga Vini, and since then I had this idea in my mind to once do it myself. And time passed and finally I made it here, so that's why I'm here. So I will try to summarize my experience in Yoga Vini, which is not easy because so many things happen at the same time, and this is actually also something I appreciate a lot. It's a very deep program you go through. So first of all, the teaching, it's very intense. You have 2 asana classes per day, you have lecture classes, you have meditation, you have pranayama. But this was something that touched me a lot because you really can dive into the topics and get not distracted. Because all the time that you're here, you stay here. There are possibilities, but I would not recommend going out because it's nice to actually have this atmosphere of no distraction. Also, it's nice the surrounding you have here. It's a beautiful ashram, it's green, you have trees, you have areas where you can rest and reset a little bit. And something really nice, of course, the people. I had a group of almost 40 people, and I think I've never had this. It was all the time peaceful and very respectful and very supportive. When somebody had a bad day, there was somebody else encouraging to keep going. And I felt we were all trying to put our best out every day. And this is something very special and keeps the energy up and makes you want to improve even more because you see others are keep going and struggling but getting up again. So I think the atmosphere that the people create is very special. And also all the lifestyle that comes with it, with yoga. Let's say starting from the food, from the cleansing techniques. It's giving you a very deep experience, I would say. And I think this is probably the message I want to give. If you come to Yoga Vini, you will experience yoga at a very deep level. So it's the last day of our TTC, and how am I feeling? Amazing. I think in between these 4 weeks you go through a lot of emotional things. You experience suffering, you experience boundaries in your body, in your mind. You keep falling down, you keep getting up, and it's very intense. But at the end, you made it, and I think this is what counts. And today we did 108 sun salutations, and after this feeling, or after doing this, I just felt how strong I got, mentally and physically. And yeah, this really kicked me in another universe. And I'm just very happy, grateful, and also proud that I didn't give up and that I made it up to here. So now I will tell you a little bit about how I experienced the teaching here. So first of all, I want to mention the surrounding where you learn. We have this beautiful dome, which is back there, and this just creates a very good atmosphere to study. You know, you have greens around, you see monkeys walking by, hear birds and other animals, and it's a very peaceful place to study. And I think this supports a lot on what you study. So I think what I especially liked in the teaching was the depth of knowledge that we got. So in every part we talked about, I felt our teacher Vini is very knowledgeable. So first of all, the anatomy of the body. He's not only telling you which muscles and bones you have, but he always connects it to the yoga movement and to how we use our body in the yoga movements. And I think this kind of made me understand my own body better. I think I've never thought so much about my pelvis, but now I feel like I actually know this area of my body and I can move it and like willingly decide how I want to move my body. And this helps a lot in order to understand the yoga postures. And he has this amazing ability to connect, not only, let's say, talking about the bone, but also how is this bone interacting with the rest of your body. And then we did not only talk about our physical body, but also about our mind and our energy. And I think this is the holistic view that we get here, because there is not only the body we move with the asanas, but it's also the mind that we have, also the energy. And I think Vini knows so many things about, let's say, how energy moves or how our mind works, and he tries always to connect it with everything else we learn. How breathing affect our asanas? How does the mind affect our asanas? Can we keep concentrated? And I think overall I can just say our teacher is very humble. He seems to still keep learning from every student, and on the same time he has this huge amount of knowledge he wants to transfer. So be prepared to have a teacher who is strict, who is sometimes hard on you in terms of he wants you to understand the most. And sometimes this can mean a little suffering, but I think at the end you benefit a lot, because you're actually able to combine these different areas together. So considering how this yoga experience here helped me, or will help me in my future job, I think first of all it's the willpower I experienced here. I think knowing now how strong I can be if I don't give up will help me a lot in my teaching. Since I'm an English teacher, I've experienced it a lot, that I want to give up, maybe on students, maybe on situations. But what this TTC taught me, sometimes it's hard and sometimes you suffer, but if you go through the pain, if you go through the suffering, there will be also answers, there will be solutions, and you will get through it. And yeah, also to accept that not every day is a great day, but sometimes it needs discipline to push through these days in order to reach your final goal. And I think we got taught here that always try to keep in mind where do you want to go, and then you will succeed. And I think this is something I will take with me in my job. So thinking about what I want to implement after this course in my life is maybe standing up more for my own values and the things that I really believe that are true. And I think what I learned over this duration of the course, sometimes it's hard to resist. For example, not to eat late at night. Or there are so many temptations we face in our daily life. Let's say in matter of food, having a certain kind of eating habits, drinking alcohol, eating meat, eating at what time. And I think knowing why you do things can give you this power of resisting. And I think this is something I want to take with, that sometimes it's worth to resist in order to reach something that is deeper. Because sudden temptations or sudden things, satisfactions, will give you, of course, some contentment, but I think on the long run, they don't make you happy. And I realized this for myself, that sometimes I go for the fast certifications, but then I lose my actual goal. And I think I want to implement that I have this goal, the further goal in mind, and resist sometimes the cheap satisfactions maybe. So whom would I recommend this course? I think everybody who is ready to honestly change something in their mind and be open to experience something new, I would say come here and try this out. You find such a good atmosphere where so many things are taken care of. Let's say you don't have to worry about your food, you don't have to worry about planning your day. Everything will be given to you, so you just have to dive in and give your 100%, and then I promise you, you will have a life-changing experience. For me, it was like this. I think I opened up to everything. Also, although I had some doubts on some things that I was scared at, that I felt resistance, but I always tried to see what I can learn from this. And at the end, it gave me this life-changing experience, and I don't recognize my body anymore. I feel way more connected to my mind. I way more connected to my energy, and this is something I would not have expected, but which I got. So everybody who wants to try this, experience this, I would say come here and try it yourself.